Okay, good. The moment, yeah, take a moment. I will share your screen. These things. So we'll study about listening at first, but before that, we'll study what is TOEFL, why TOEFL, and so on. Jadi kita di pertemuan pertama ini, day 1, kita akan membahas tentang beberapa poin penting. Yang pertama adalah tentang why TOEFL. Terus kemudian kita juga akan bahas tentang listening TOEFL practice 1 till 3 if the time is enough. Kita ngomongin tentang why TOEFL first. Mostly you're asked about something. Why do we have to take TOEFL as our English Proficient test? Rata-rata tuh teman-teman nanya nih, kenapa ya harus ngambil TOEFL, terutama kalau mau kuliah atau mau kerja. Jadi it backs to the story of TOEFL itself. Jadi ini jawaban itu tuh bisa kejawab kalau teman-teman ngelihat tuh sejarahnya tentang TOEFL itu sendiri. So in America back then, it was a kind of chaos because of most of the university, they didn't know how the applicants can be measured in their communications ability before joining their courses or their lecturers. Jadi dulu tuh orang banyak banget pengen kuliah, pengen belajar di Amerika. Sampai kampus-kampus di Amerika tuh chaos. Kenapa? Karena mereka nggak tahu harus nerima yang mana. Banyak yang daftar tapi yang diterima tuh yang seperti apa. Apalagi yang daftar itu banyak dari negara asing gitu, dari Amerika Latin, ada dari mungkin dari Indonesia, dari Afrika, dan dari banyak negara lainnya. Mereka bingung nih, how their communication skill, bagaimana dengan komunikasi mereka, mampu nggak nih mereka mengikuti perkuliahan dalam bahasa Inggris dan sebagainya. That's why that opportunity taken by ETS. Itu sebabnya peluang nih, peluang ada demand bahwa kampus tuh bingung untuk mengevaluasi lah, paling tidak mengukur standar kemampuan orang dalam berbahasa Inggris sebelum masuk ke perkuliahan. Dimanfaatkan oleh ETS. ETS itu adalah Educational Testing Services. Nah, jadi ETS itu adalah Educational Testing Services, sebuah lembaga yang fokusnya memang untuk membuat pengujian-pengujian, ya, pengujian-pengujian dalam dunia pendidikan. Nggak hanya TOEFL aja, ada banyak, ada SAT, ada GMRT, and so on. Nah, terus kemudian tadi, gimana yang ngukur kemampuan bahasa Inggrisnya calon-calon orang yang kuliah di Amerika? Akhirnya ETS itu membuat TOEFL. That is Test of English for Foreign Language. Tes bahasa Inggris untuk penutur bahasa asing. Artinya tes ini diambil oleh orang-orang yang dari negara bukan berbahasa Inggris. Tujuannya untuk apa? Tujuannya at first ini, tujuannya adalah untuk academic purposes. Untuk mengukur kemampuan mereka dalam berbahasa Inggris di konteks akademik, terutama perkuliahan-perkuliahan di Amerika. That's why later, if you listen carefully, if you read carefully, all of the text, listening, audio, mostly it's about college, university things in America. Jadi nanti teman-teman nggak heran kalau dengerin audio, baca teks itu tuh rata-rata kayak teks perkuliahan aja. Ya karena memang tujuannya itu untuk menguji kemampuan teman-teman semua sebelum mengikuti perkuliahan di Amerika. That the things ya, itu asal mulanya TOEFL. Nah, karena itu kemudian diaplikasikan di berbagai negara untuk menguji kemampuan bahasa Inggris. Ya udahlah pakai TOEFL aja kayak gitu. Nah, terus kemudian menyebar bahkan sampai untuk kebutuhan kerja pakai TOEFL. That's the simple things. Tapi terus kemudian pertanyaannya adalah there are so many TOEFL. ada banyak TOEFL nih. Terus teman-teman harus take TOEFL yang mana nih? Gitu ya. Teman-teman harus ngambil TOEFL yang mana? Nah, pertama, there are TOEFL ITP. Ada ITP, that is Institutional Testing Program. Tes TOEFL yang digunakan untuk sebuah institusi tertentu. Let's say your university, let's say your governments, let's say something gitu ya. Ada sebuah organisasi yang membutuhkan pengetesan TOEFL, maka dia membeli paket tes TOEFL. Maka tes TOEFL itu disebut Institutional Testing Program. Tes TOEFL yang digunakan untuk menguji sebuah institusi tertentu. Nah, biasanya dia itu offer dalam dua tipikal. Dia offer dalam dua tipikal. CBT artinya Computer Based Test. CBT itu adalah Computer Based Test. Computer Based Test berarti tesnya lewat komputer. Nah, ada yang kedua, that is PBT. PBT adalah Paper Based Test. Berarti pengambilannya lewat papers atau lewat kertas. Nah, in Indonesia, most of the time, adanya TOEFL hanya ini nih, CBT atau PBT. ITP, all of us, ITP itu ya semuanya adalah rata-rata TOEFL-nya adalah TOEFL ITP. You're taking in my course, you're taking in campus, that's ITP. Teman-teman ngambil di kampus, ngambil di tempatku, ngambil di kursusan-kursusan bahasa Inggris yang lain, itu namanya ITP. Cuman PBT atau CBT yang membedakan. Diambil secara papers atau CBT, Computer Based Test. Kayak gitu. Nah, terus seiring berkembangnya waktu, kan previously if you want to take TOEFL, the test institutions it's supposed to be buying a package of tests. Sebelumnya tuh, kalau kita mau tes TOEFL, institusi penyelenggara itu tuh harus membeli satu paket tes TOEFL. Bentuknya kayak CD kayak gitu ya. Modelnya di play di komputer. Kayak disk lah ya mungkin kalau teman-teman dulu tahu disk. Seiring berkembangnya teknologi, ada internet. Nah, tes TOEFL ini di-upgrade namanya Internet Based Test. Nah, in Internet Based Test ada additional nih, ada additional namanya speaking. Kalau di PBT and also ITP, CBT itu nggak ada speakingnya. Di Internet Based Test ada tambahan satu sections, that is speaking. And also the additional price, that's totally different. Nah, terus kemudian juga dengan harganya, beda banget. Kalau PBT, CBT, ITP, itu tuh rata-rata harganya mungkin 700-an ya. Nah, sekarang ini 700-an. Nah, kalau yang internet ini, harganya sekarang sudah 3,2-an nih. 3.200.000-an. It almost as expensive as IELTS. Itu hampir mirip dengan IELTS harganya. That's why teman-teman kalau mau take TOEFL sekarang udah tahu gambarannya. Oh, aku mau take yang ITP, aku mau take yang PBT kayak gitu. Nah, terus pertanyaannya adalah, lalu yang disebut dengan official test itu yang mana? Ya, official test itu udah whatever you take as long as it provided by ITS. Nah, yang official test itu yang mana? Ya, apapun, bisa aja ITP, bisa saja PBT, selama itu ditawarkan oleh ITS. Ya, biasanya harganya 700-an, that's officials. Tapi ada juga nih yang ITP non-officials, tapi juga bisa diterima gitu ya, bisa dipakai gitu. Like in English Fit kita juga ada offer nih, ada yang ETS, ada yang non-ETS, you might choose lah, teman-teman boleh pilih yang mana. Later you just consider your purposes. Kalau cuma daftar CPNS, several cases, TOEFL-nya English Fit juga bisa tuh untuk daftar CPNS. Several of students already pass the test kayak gitu. Tapi kalau mau daftar scholarship, daftar ke luar negeri, I will recommend you di at least nih yang harganya sekitaran 700-an something kayak gitu. Ya, that things. Nah, itu nanti teman-teman yang akan ambil nih TOEFL-nya mau pilih yang mana, that you have the background. And what is TOEFL? You already know the things. Nah, terus kemudian sekarang tentang metode belajarnya, leaders. Nah, there are 3 skills mostly. Jadi ada 3 skills nih. Di TOEFL, there are 3 skills that you have to know. That is about listening. Yang pertama, itu adalah listening secara strukturnya. It's not only listening you mean by what do the speaker say, and then you try to guess it, but you have to understand. Jadi listening itu adalah tes mendengarkan, bukan tes mampu mendengar atau tidak. Tapi tes mendengarkan kita bisa menangkap pembicaraannya atau tidak. Kadang teman-teman salah memahami tes listening, sehingga tes listening itu kayak tes cocok-mencocokkan. Oh, dia ngomong, seandainya dia ngomong kayak gini, apartment. Maka teman-teman akan mencari jawabannya ada apartmentnya. Nah, kalau modelnya kayak gitu, itu bukan tes listening. Ya, itu tes cocok-mencocokkan saja. Kalau teman jawab kayak gitu, pasti banyak yang salah. Later I will explain in detail. Yang penting intinya, listening itu bukan tes mencocokkan, but test to understand your English by spoken informations. Jadi adalah kita mampu memahami informasi yang disampaikan secara lisan. That listening skill. Fokusnya adalah untuk menangkap informasinya, bukan kosakata apa yang digunakan. That on listening. Nah, selanjutnya adalah reading. The next on reading. Reading also the same things. Reading dan listening ini equals ya. Modelnya sama, menguji kemampuan pasif kita memahami bahasa Inggris. Cuman bedanya kalau listening disampaikan secara lisan, kalau reading disampaikan secara tertulis kayak gitu. All the same, secara pemahamannya sama. Jangan menjawab hanya berdasarkan teks atau berdasarkan suara, tapi pahami dulu maksudnya. Baru the last that is on structures. Structures and written expressions. Ini adalah kemampuan memahami penulisan dalam bahasa Inggris. Nah, kita akan belajar nanti dari listening dulu nih. The first, and then this is the second, and then the last on these things. Kita akan belajarnya begini. Every sections it will be 3 meetings. Jadi di setiap sessionsnya itu ada 3 meeting. Dikali 3 it will be 9 meetings, all of sections. Semua sectionsnya akan ada 9 meeting yang teman-teman akan pelajari. That the things yang kita akan sama-sama pelajari about the TOEFL. To continue, untuk melanjutkan, kita akan lanjutkan dengan sesi listening at first. Kita akan mulai dengan sesi listening dulu ya. A moment. I will open the books first ya. Oke, you need to start. Nah, good. Nah, kita akan bahas, we will discuss about the listening test. Kita akan bahas tentang listening test. The first, listening test, it will be divided into 3 sections of test. Jadi teman-teman, di dalam listening itu sendiri nanti, teman-teman akan dibagi menjadi 3 sesi tes. Yang pertama adalah tentang short dialogues. It only the dialogue really simple, only 1 and 2. Jadi satu orang nanya, satu orang jawab, terus pertanyaan, kayak gitu. Ada long conversation, setelah itu, long conversations itu ya percakapan lumayan panjang antara 2 orang. Terus kemudian diikuti beberapa pertanyaan. Terus kemudian kalau talks, ini yang bagian susah, adalah orang jelasin sesuatu seperti perkuliahan, dan kita harus menjawab pertanyaan seputar perkuliahan yang tadi dia sebutkan. That's the most difficult. Kita akan bahas from the easiest one. Kita akan bahas dari yang paling mudah dulu. That is about short dialogues, tentang short dialogue in TOEFL, tentang bagian-bagian short dialogue in TOEFL. Wait a moment. Nah, ini. Untuk menjawab bagian short dialogue, we have to understand the first skill that is in focus on the last line. Jadi, untuk mampu menjawab pertanyaan-pertanyaan pendek, ya, percakapan pendek dalam tes TOEFL, kita harus tahu namanya focus on the last line. Kita harus fokus pada kalimat terakhir. Why? Because of that's the key will be asked by the narrators. Karena itu adalah kuncinya yang akan ditanyakan oleh si narator. Contoh kayak gini. This is the first speaker. Kita menyebutnya adalah pembicara pertama. Terus kemudian kedua adalah second speaker, pembicara kedua. Let's say the man stated like this one. Billy really made a big mistake this time. Nah, terus kemudian woman-nya dia menjawab, yes, he forgot to turn in his research paper. Maka yang harus kita garis bawahi atau yang kita harus perhatikan adalah yes, he forgot to turn in his research paper. That's the key. Kuncinya adalah di situ. Yang akan ditanyakan kemudian, what does the woman say about Billy? Karena dia bilang he forgot to turn in his research papers. Dia lupa untuk mengumpulkan research papernya. Berarti pertanyaan itu bermakna he didn't remember to submit his assignment. Ya, selalu kayak gitu. Yang ditanyakan adalah ucapan terakhir yang diberikan atau yang disampaikan oleh si pembicara kedua. That on first dialogue. Itu di dialog pendek. Kuncinya gitu. Fokus pada second speaker. Other than that, kita juga harus tahu nih bahwa the answers will be delivered in the synonyms. Ya, terus yang kedua, kita harus tahu banget bahwa jawabannya itu akan disampaikan dalam sinonim atau olah bahasa yang lain di parafrase. Contoh kayak gini. Why is Barbara feeling so happy? Woman-nya bilang kayak gitu. Terus kemudian the man, she just started working in a real estate agency. Dia baru saja bekerja di real estate agency. Maka kata itu jangan terus teman-teman pikirkan kayak gini. Wah, tadi dia ngomongin tentang real estate gitu, teman-teman, maka akan mencari yang real estate nih. Ada real estate. Ada real estate agency. Oh, tadi ada real estate-nya. Berarti aku akan menjawab yang ada real estate agency-nya nih. Karena ini kan sama nih. Oh, jadi teman-teman akan memilih jawaban yang ini. Malah salah. Si both real estate agency. Memang suaranya mirip dengan real estate agency before, tapi the meaning different because previously just started working in a real estate agency, baru saja mulai bekerja di real estate agency, sementara yang D adalah baru membeli sebuah real estate agency. Maknanya total berbeda. Makanya jangan fokus pada suara, tapi fokus pada maknanya. Cari yang maknanya sama. Just started working di sini sama dengan began a job. Yang memulai pekerjaan. Maka yang benar adalah she began a new job. Walaupun tidak ada real estate agency-nya, yang penting adalah started working adalah began a job. Ya, that things. Selalu tahu bahwa jawaban dari pertanyaan itu tidak sama dengan audio yang teman-teman dengar 100%, tapi akan dibahasakan ulang. Instead of focusing on what vocabularies, but focusing on what the definitions or the meaning. Jadi fokusnya bukan pada memahami apa tadi ngomongnya gitu ya. Vocabnya tuh tadi pakai apa ya dia gitu. Bukan di situ, tapi fokusnya pada tadi dia ngomongin tentang apa, maknanya apa, bukan vocabnya apa, tapi what is the meaning. Apa sih maksud dari percakapan itu? That's the key. Kuncinya di situ. Nah, terus kita if you're blank, kalau teman-teman blank, oh my goodness, I don't get the point of the conversations. Aku nggak tahu nih dia ngomongin apa kayak gitu ya. Aku nggak ngerti nih dia tadi ngomongin apa. Maka you can use the simple actions that is avoiding similar sound. Kalau teman-teman ngeblank, gampang aja, tinggal hilang atau hindari nih bagian yang memiliki suara mirip dengan apa yang teman-teman dengarkan tadi. Contoh ya, Momen. Ada, we couldn't more come with us. Why couldn't more come with us? Terus kemudian the woman say, he was searching for a new apartment. Nah, sekarang coba teman-teman baca pilihan jawabannya. Cari opsi jawaban yang sama sekali tidak ada mirip-miripnya dengan he was searching for new apartment. Coba boleh dicari sedikit dulu, mana nih bagian yang kira-kiranya nggak ada mirip sama sekali. Try to find, ya coba teman-teman baca pelan-pelan. Got it? Mantap. Ini ada ketemu. Nah, betul. Oke. Nah, sekarang kita cocokkan ya. Examples. Tadi dia ngomong adalah
Recording in progress.
Nah, tadi dia ngomong adalah searching for a new apartment. Maka kata department itu close to apartment. Sehingga kita tinggal hilangkan aja. Oh, ini terlalu dekat. Kita hindari. Atau he was looking for, the next yang C. Research. Searching. Research. Suaranya mirip. Kita hindarin. The next, appointment. Apartment. Appointment. Suaranya dekat. Ditambahkan dengan search. 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 Suaranya mirip, kita hilangkan. Yang mirip-mirip kita hindari. Sekarang kita cari yang nggak mirip sama sekali. Jawabannya adalah he was looking for a place to live. A place to live is searching for a new apartment. Even not similar as the sound, but the same meaning. Walaupun suaranya nggak mirip sama sekali, tapi ternyata malah maknanya sama gitu. Kenapa kok bisa kayak gitu? Karena dia mau membedakan mana orang yang hanya menebak dengan suara yang didengar dan mana orang yang memahami sebenarnya maksud dia tuh apa. Maksud di dalam percakapan itu apa. That's why don't try to guess by only hearing the voice. Jangan coba-coba menebak hanya dari suara yang kita dengar. You have to try to understand. Teman-teman harus mencoba memahami nih kayak gitu. Data things on skills ya. Supaya teman-teman dapat gambaran nih. Kita akan practice. Apa sih yang dimaksud tadi di dalam exercise di dalam penjelasannya gitu ya. Biar nggak bingung, kita akan practice nih. Momen teman-teman. Boleh audionya disiapkan teman-teman, your audio equipments dengan headset mungkin, dengan speaker whatever that you have atau apapun yang teman-teman punya, boleh disiapkan supaya nanti lebih gampang pas practice ya. Skill practice, we're going to listening. Kita akan coba dulu, kedengeran nggak ya teman-teman? Kita coba di sini.
Questions 1 through 4. Listen to a conversation between two students. The conversation is about a graduate seminar.
Are you enjoying the graduate seminar we're
Is the voice
taking?
clear? Suaranya
I
kedengeran
am,
nggak? Ini baru
But
testing
it's
ya.
so different from the other courses I've taken. It's much
Yes, sir.
smaller. The other
Okay.
classes I've taken have had 80 to 100
If the voice is clear, we'll go to the dialogue. Skill 1 till 3. Skill 1 sampai 3 yang tadi kita bahas. The answers will be using that skills. Skillnya yang digunakan untuk mengerjakan soal ini mirip dengan apa yang tadi kita gunakan atau yang tadi kita jelaskan. Let's try ya. Kita coba number 1.
Did you have a good time at the concert?
Not really. The concert was too crowded, and some of the audience members were too noisy.
Oh, that's too bad.
Number 1. What does the woman mean?
Please type your answers in our chat room. Silakan jawabannya ditulis di kolom chat Zoom kita. Kira-kira nih nomor 1 apa jawabannya? Wah. Oke, udah banyak ya yang jawab nih. Ini kita sambil kenalan nih. Mr. B, please introduce yourself before answering. Your answer is B. While introducing yourself first. Dimulai dengan perkenalan dulu ya. Tadi kita belum kenalan. Mr. D, please. Halo, DEE, Mr. D. Halo? Oh, lagi di perjalanan. Ya, it's okay, it's okay. Yang belum kenalan nih siapa ya? Oh, Adinda. Adinda MP. Please introduce yourself to Kakanda. Adinda?
Hello, yes.
Okay, please introduce yourself.
Okay, hello. My name is Adinda Micheline. Excuse me?
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Makassar.
Oh, so are you students, collegers, worker, or what are you doing?
Oh, right now I'm just searching for a job.
Oh, so you are job seeking. Then
Yeah.
what are you looking for, the jobs?
I kind of targeting to work in BUMN.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but right now I'm just trying to study the hardest.
Why do you want to apply in government company?
I think I just really like to see how our government work
Mm-hmm.
because I also majored from architecture,
Mm-hmm.
and I see that a lot of buildings in Indonesia isn't really that good,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to get involved to fix that issue.
Okay. What did you study before?
Sorry, are you asking about what I majored from?
Where did you study before?
Oh, I study in Petra Christian University in Surabaya.
Oh, you were in Surabaya. That's cool. Then what is TOEFL for you?
Well, TOEFL for me is when, well, I don't really know actually. Well, maybe it's a pretty, a much more harder
Mhm.
English test than we usually get from like schools.
So you plan to use the certificate for finding the job, or you just want to try yourself?
Both,
Or both?
to be honest. Yeah.
Okay, now why did you answer B?
Because oh, at first she complained that the audience was too noisy, and she also mentioned that there's a lot of audience there. There are
Mhm.
too many people.
Mhm.
Well, I actually kind of contemplating about B or D,
But finally,
but I think uh many people could resolve into a noisy audience.
okay, let's try. And you're also as the same as most of your friends. Jadi rata-rata nih teman-teman semuanya jawabannya B. It's not good, it's not bad, but we try. Ya, kita nggak tahu nih bagus, benar atau salah. Ya, kita coba lihat. Let's see. That's a problem. It's mistaken. Kenapa kok salah gitu ya? We call kind of this as too good to be true options. Nah, kita menyebut pilihan jawaban kayak gini sebagai too good to be true. What is too good to be true? When you listen the answer and the options, the audience that you listened, and also the options given to you, just like similar. Nah, ketika teman-teman mendengar apa yang didengarkan dan terus kemudian apa yang tertulis kok kayaknya sama gitu ya, noisy, terus kemudian ditulis juga noisy gitu. Itu bisa disebut dengan too good to be true. Terlalu bagus untuk menjadi sebuah kenyataan. Artinya itu hanya jebakan. Maka jawaban the audience was too noisy, it's mistaken. Let's reply. Terus kemudian ada yang jawab D gitu ya. There were too many people. So we'll talk to yang jawabannya D nih. Jawabannya D ini nih ada nih. Ini ada. Oh, Miss Fitri. Why did you answer D? Kenapa jawab D?
Saya ingat poin Mas yang terakhir tadi, hindari dengan suara yang mirip. Jadi saya pilih D. Gitu.
Karena nggak ada kata konsepnya, nggak ada kata noisy-nya gitu. Oke.
Iya.
As a simple, cuman hindari suara yang mirip ya. Let's check. That's the answer. Correct, congratulations. Nah, jadi kalau teman-teman nggak yakin, oh tadi mana ya yang benar gitu. Maka tinggal hindari aja yang tadi disebutin, yang banyak disebutin itu malah jangan dijawab. That's a simple things. Tapi tadi contemplatingnya si Adinda juga hampir benar, cuman problemsnya adalah if we see the script, kalau kita script ya, kita lihat nih. Not really. The concert was too crowded and some of the audience members were too noisy. Nah, kata di sini dia menyebutkannya adalah some of audience. Ya. Some of the audience means not all of the audience. Jadi ada kata some of di sini. Ya, kata some of ini berarti adalah sebagian dari penontonnya, sebagian dari orang yang datang gitu. Berisik banget. Ini mirip memang dengan the audience was too noisy, tapi maknanya berbeda. Kalau some of itu artinya cuma sebagian. Sementara kalau the audience was too noisy berarti semuanya itu noisy. Berarti kita harus membedakan which one is assumptions, which one is a fact. Mana yang assumptions dan mana yang fact. Faktanya adalah sebagian yang noisy. Maka kalau audience was too noisy ini adalah assumptions. Ya, belum benar secara fakta karena faktanya baru sebagian. Kind of this thing. Kita lanjut ke soal nomor 2 ya, sambil teman-teman nanti yang belum kenalan kita lanjut kenalan lagi. Number 2. Kita coba.
I can't believe you haven't even started on the paper for Professor Glendon's class.
There's no rush. It isn't due for several weeks.
Number 2. What does the man say about the paper?
Oke, very fast. Mas Prayuda Tegar Perbawa.
Okay, sir. Sorry.
Okay, it's okay. Please introduce yourself first.
Okay, my name is Prayuda Tegar Perbawa. I live in Bandung. My profession is medical doctor, and I joined this English Pit because I want to apply over the student for my specialist in LPDP.
That's so nice.
Yes. Yeah. Because I want study harder to improve my TOEFL because in my motto is don't stop when you are tired, but stop when you are done.
Oh, that's great. So where do you want to study?
I want study to University Pajajaran Bandung. Yes, to my specialist. I want to be obstetrician and gynecology.
Oh, why do you want to go that university?
Because that is my apa ya, panggilan jiwa lah misalnya.
Okay, so that's your heart calling.
Yes.
Then how long have you been doing as a doctors, medical doctors?
I have been medical doctor is for 3 years maybe.
3 years. And you work in public hospital or how? Where do
Uh, for now I'm freelance because I have I have been work in Papua.
Mhm.
So Indonesia is called PTT atau Nusantara Sehat, and this
Mhm.
penempatannya di Papua. Terus kemudian saya berhenti karena sudah ada rekomendasi untuk berhenti, for recommendation for stop, and I will study to in University Pajajaran.
Oh, that's good. So what is the experience of being medical doctor in Papua? In what place, sorry? What regions in Papua?
What?
What regions in Papua you were before?
I'm in Raja Ampat.
Oh, Raja Ampat. PPT is a kind of SM3T for teachers, yeah? That's program, yeah?
Yes, like that.
I have ever applied, but I didn't know why I was not. Oh, I didn't pass the interview, I guess, if not mistaken. Because at that moment I applied in Papua, but actually was not really like intentionally, because of just I was waiting for my scholarship. Then while waiting, I tried to apply my SM3T, but for teachers, yeah, teaching in remote area, rural area in Indonesia. But I was rejected, and after that I got my scholarship. So lucky me, if I got accepted in SM3T, then I had to cancel my scholarship.
Yes.
Anyway, what is the most difficult part in TOEFL for you?
Difficult part from TOEFL is listening and structure. For listening is the Indonesian accent is very different, and British accent is my problem TOEFL.
Okay, and why on this case you answer B? Kenapa dijawab B?
I'm sorry, I so hurry up tadi, so terlalu cepat menjawabnya, sorry.
Okay, so I'll give you the second opportunity. Karena tadi kecepatan, coba kita dengerin sekali lagi, and then what will be your
I
answer?
can't believe you haven't even started on the paper for Professor Glendon's class.
There's no rush. It isn't due for several weeks.
Yes.
What is your answer?
A, because he's not in hurry and he doing the paper for several weeks.
Okay, so he is not in hurry.
Yes.
Great. That's the correct answers. Now, why a kind of those things? Kenapa kok tadi jawabannya he is not in hurry? Nah, tadi kita ingat ya, bagian namanya sinonim. Nah, bagian sinonim ini, the answers will be similar meaning as the statement. Jawabannya adalah kalimat yang sama artinya dengan apa yang disebutkan sebelumnya, tapi secara vocabulary different. Nah, there is no rush, tidak ada keburu-buruan atau tidak terburu-buru, is the same as he is not hurry. He is not hurry. That things. Jadi, kalau teman-teman menjawab juga pertimbangkan dengan hal ini. Ada kemungkinannya jawabannya disampaikan dalam sinonim. Let's see, kayaknya teman-teman tadi tuh banyak nih jawabannya yang jawab B, Oke, banyak yang benar ya. That's great. Now, let's go to number 3.
There's so much information to review. I don't know how I'm ever going to master it.
Let's form a study group.
Number 3. What does the woman mean?
Jawabannya yang benar nih. Kita mulai dari Miss Berta. Hello, Miss Berta.
Yes, sir.
Please introduce yourself first.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity. I'm Berta from Malang, currently working and stay at Jakarta. I'm working as consultant in public accounting firm.
Oh, you're working as a consultant, yeah?
Yes,
How long have you been working?
almost 1 year, sir.
Almost 1 year. Then why did you take TOEFL preparations class? What is your motivations then?
Oh, I want to upgrade my score because I used to take TOEFL test, but I never got a score that are above 550.
Oh, I see. Then what is your most difficult section then?
I think for me it's reading because there's very long paragraphs there,
Mhm.
and sometimes I can't focus to
Oh,
find the answer
I see.
because it has a limited time to
Limited
solve the
time.
problem.
60 minutes for 50 exercises.
Yes.
Then why did you answer B on this case?
So why did I choose B? Because the woman said that let's form a study group.
Mm-hmm.
So the purpose of study group, of course, to study together. That's why I choose B.
Okay, let's we try. Most of you, all of you answer B nih. Semuanya teman-teman jawab B semuanya. That's we check. Oh my
I
God.
wonder why Barbara has been so withdrawn lately.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Didn't you
It's correct,
hear?
yeah, people.
The company she worked for was downsizing and she got laid off.
Number 4. What does the man say about Barbara?
Wait a moment. The previously was correct. Yeah? The answer is B. Let's form study together. That's similar meaning again. Yeah? Study group is study together. Now we go to the number 4. Kita dengerin sekali lagi. Now.
I wonder why Barbara has been so withdrawn lately.
Didn't you hear? The company she worked for was downsizing and she got laid off.
Wow. Mas Roni. Halo Mas Roni. Is your voice on now, Mas Roni? Hello, Mas Roni. I guess there's a problem here with Mas Roni's microphones. We go to Miss Laras. Hello, Miss Laras.
Hello.
Okay. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Laras Anggita. Please call me by my first name, Laras. I'm from Cilacap, but currently I'm working in Tangerang as a as an environmental laboratory marketing and analyst.
Oh, I see. How long have you been working as marketers?
It's about 2 years.
2 years. Are you the same company as I forgot. Oh my goodness, I forgot the Yuan, yeah, if not mistaken.
Oh,
No.
I don't think so.
Oh.
At Superintending Company of Indonesia or Sukovindo.
Oh, I see. Then, why do you take TOEFL?
Actually, I'm preparing for a scholarship this year.
Oh, where are you going?
Max, Japan.
Oh, then what university are you applying?
Actually, I already have the letter of acceptance at Toyama University.
Sorry, what university?
Toyama University.
Oh, Toyama University. What city is that?
Toyama Prefecture.
Oh, that's great. Then, so have you applied or you're waiting for the new applications opened, or you're just waiting for the confirmations of the scholarship?
Yeah, I already applied for the university and now I'm waiting for the max announcement.
Why don't you go with the LPTP now is opened?
The first one is because LPDP too hard for me. I don't know why.
Why it's too hard? If you have LOA, it will be much easier, I guess.
Yeah, but it's hard to answer, Mr. Wang.
If not mistaken, finding LOA in Japan, you have to find the professor first. Yes or not?
Yep, that's
Oh.
right.
Oh.
I contact the professor first and we discuss about the research and etc. Then when the professor have an interest with us, they would give a recommendation easily.
Oh, then you go with your personal trying to contact the professors, or you use your university collaborations, maybe something else like that, or not?
I conduct my final research at National Nuclear Energy Agency Jakarta, or now known as BRAIN now. And I'm doing a final project with the professor from Japan, and that's the reason why I tried to contact him again and tell that I wanna continue my master degree in Japan.
Oh, so you have ever met or at least you have ever worked with the professor before, yeah?
Yeah.
A moment. Okay, then why on this exercise you answer C?
Okay. The second speaker said that the company is downtown, and I think the reason why she looks drowned is because she lost her job. So the answer is C.
Okay. Let's try the answer is C. Okay, moment. Yes, correct. The answer is C, correct. Yeah, so it's a kind of synonym again, synonym lagi. Jadi bisa dioptimalkan ya teman-teman. Most of the time the exercises will be about synonym exercises. Jadi rata-rata di bagian short conversations itu kita akan diuji tentang synonym. So you have to know at least common English expressions like quit, laid off, something kayak gitu ya teman-teman harus tahu nih. Common expressions di dalam dunia profesional ataupun di dalam dunia pendidikan. Jadi nanti ketika teman-teman dengar, teman-teman bisa dapat gambaran. Okay, now we go to the next the next exercise, number 5.
Hold it. There's a thread dangling from the back of your skirt.
There is?
Yeah, the seam is unraveling. You need to hem it up.
Number 5. What does the man tell the woman?
Okay, great. Salwa, Salwa Sania. Your answer is C nih, Salwa nih. Why did you answer C, Salwa? And please introduce yourself first.
Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Salwa Sanenisa. You can call me Awa. I'm stay Awa, yes. Stay in Sukabumi. I'm a student in Siliwangi University Tasikmalaya. My major is public health. And I'm in last semester in my university. and I take TOEFL for bridging course
Mhm.
for studi magister, scholarship yang lagi diadain sama di Jendikti, jadi kayak bridging course gitu, dan syaratnya itu harus ada TOEFL.
Mhm.
Jadi yes, I take this
TOEFL.
course. Yes.
I see. Then what do you plan? I mean, like with your TOEFL, are you going to take the test later after that, or you will have a time to at least prepare more or something? How long do you have to prepare your TOEFL?
Honestly, baru sekarang ini untuk ini ya, untuk belajar TOEFL. Dan sebelumnya pernah coba TOEFL prediction. Skornya aku juga nggak nyangka skornya 477 dengan nggak pernah sama sekali course TOEFL ataupun tes sebelumnya gitu. Tapi karena nilai minimum untuk bridging course itu 500, jadi aku coba untuk improve my score TOEFL.
Oh, okay. And do you know what is the minimum score of TOEFL? Tahu skor
Pardon?
TOEFL itu paling rendah berapa?
Kalau nggak salah 300-an ya.
Iya, 320. Means if you apply for 400 something, 470 or 450, itu you are in basic to intermediates, actually basic to pre-intermediates level. It means your English now is good enough, but it's not maybe I can say it's not fair enough to be used in academic context. That's why maybe you just need to add more vocabularies and also structures. Biasanya kalau skornya udah 470-an ke atas dikit, saranku hanya nambah vocab aja. Nambah vocab sama nambah pemahaman tentang structures bahasa Inggris. Biasanya kind of those things. Now, why did you answer C, Awa?
I got the tips, last tip yang dari similar sound, karena jujur aku lagi ngerjain something juga, jadi nggak begitu fokus gitu. Jadi, gitu. Oh, udah deh yang nggak beda gitu. Jadi sih.
Kelewatan terus pakai trik ini ya. Tadi padahal skirt itu di pronounce ya. Jadi avoid similar sound nggak pas di sini. Karena skirt juga disampaikan. Let's recheck. Oh my goodness, it's mistaken. Kita coba listen once more and then give others opportunity. Ini rata-rata jawabannya C semua nih. Tetanggaan kah kalian? Enggak ya? Let's be re-listen.
Hold it. There's a thread dangling from the back of your skirt.
There is?
Yeah, the seam is unraveling. You need to hem it up.
Novi, Miss Novi, your answer is D. Please, why did you answer D, Miss Novi? Hello, Miss Novi. I cannot hear your voice, sorry.
Hello, test.
Hello, yes, it's very low.
Wait.
So why did you answer D? Kenapa jawab D?
Actually, there is vocab that I don't understand clearly with the conversation, but I think there is some damage in the skirt. Then I think, okay, maybe she has to do something to repair the skirt. So I choose D.
D, oke. Must mend her garment. Harus diperbaiki ya. Garment. Garment itu sama dengan something that we use. Fabric, garments itu sama. Pakaian ya.
Yep.
Let's we check the answers D. Yeah, that's the correct. Betul ya. Kenapa kok kayak gitu? Sebenarnya kalau dia ngomongin she seems to be traveling itu pasti jauh banget. Terus kemudian she should ham it up is too good to be true ya. Terlalu bagus atau terlalu mudah untuk ditebak kalau jawabannya should ham it up, it will be too good to be true. Maka jawabannya she must mend her garment. Nah, kalau seandainya teman-teman lewat sama sekali on this case, sebenarnya tinggal gampang teman-teman avoid similar sound. Tadi dia ngomongin tentang skirt, terus kemudian ada ngomongin tentang raveling, terus kemudian ngomongin tentang hem it up. Jadi tinggal dihilangin aja, traveling, raveling, close, hilangin, hem it up, hilangin, terus kemudian skirt, hilangin. So you just avoid all of the sounds that you listen to. Jadi suara yang tadi kedengeran langsung dihilangin aja. Langsung jawabannya that's the answer D. She must mend her garment. There is no raveling, there is no hem it up, there is no skirt on this sentence. Nggak ada bagian yang tadi didengarkan. Kebanyakan kayak gitu. Apa yang dipilih dalam jawaban itu tidak ada vocabulary-nya di dalam audio. Something like that. That's the case ya. Jadi untuk menyimpulkan, we'll continue the practice ya on next meeting. Kesimpulannya adalah the last speaker atau the second speaker is the key on short dialogue. And then you don't focus on the vocabulary that you listen to, but you have to focus on what's the meaning of that conversations. Other than that, selain itu, kita juga harus tahu nih bahwa if you are blank, you have to avoid similar sound that you listen to. Suara-suara yang mirip tadi kedengeran sama teman-teman, tinggal dihindarin aja. Jangan dijawab seperti itu. Bagian mana yang nggak ada sama sekali, itu yang harus teman-teman jawab. Kind of those things. Nah itu meeting kita pertama tentang the first fundamental skills. Ada 3 poin skill utama dalam listening yang teman-teman harus pahami. Nah, usually I will open the discussions. Biasanya akan aku buka discussions because of this is the first meeting, the time is not enough. Tapi discussions can be still continued in our group, di dalam grup WhatsApp kita. So our group WhatsApp is not only I share you the link or something. We can greet, we can introduce, we can have questions or something. Kita bisa sambil ngobrol, mau tanya apa tentang TOEFL, tentang scholarship, tentang bahasa Inggris. It's okay in that group. You might also practice your English in that group. Just feel easy because of that group you have paid for to learn together with me. Jadi grup itu yang teman-teman sudah daftar untuk belajar bareng sama aku. Selain dengan kelas ini ya di live sections. Jadi kalau mau ada tanya, ada something itu dimaksimalkan di kelas itu. Terus kemudian next meeting, it will be on Thursday and Friday. Hope you can attend. If later you attend all of the classes, at least ya 8 meetings, paling tidak nanti teman-teman hadir di 8 meeting, nanti akan aku bagikan semua applications that I use to boost your TOEFL score. Nanti akan aku bagikan secara gratis aplikasi-aplikasi yang aku punya untuk belajar TOEFL. Kayak tadi bagian listening, bagian reading, I also have bagian structures. Nanti teman-teman tinggal akses itu, teman-teman tinggal gunakan untuk belajar. I guess that's all for our first meeting. I will share you the record of the class this evening in YouTube. So later you just play on the YouTube while watching that, while learning or something you can do. If you pass the class later, you also still watch the record. Jadi nanti setiap kelasnya akan aku bagikan recordnya di YouTube playlist as a private content. Jadi teman-teman bisa tetap nonton kelasnya walaupun sudah kelewat. Biar nanti kalau aku lupa nih materi-materi TOEFL yang sebelumnya, teman-teman bisa akses lewat kelas itu kayak gitu ya. I guess that's all. Thank you so much for attending the class this evening, our first meeting. And I am so sorry if you haven't introduced yourself or even I haven't greeted you. Maaf ya kalau aku belum sempat kenalan sama teman-teman yang baru hadir tadi atau yang hadir hari ini tapi kita belum sempat kenalan. I am so sorry. But you will still have the opportunity to have the conversations for the next. And of course, if you have feedback or something related to the class, I will feel really enjoy to accept all of it. Ya, jadi apapun nanti feedbacknya teman-teman, kalau ada sesuatu yang pengen disampaikan, saran untuk kelas, aku akan terima dengan baik di grup ataupun chat private is okay. And feel free to chat me either in a group or in personal so we can have conversations. Jadi jangan sungkan ya untuk nanya baik itu di grup atau personal related to TOEFL, scholarship or something. Nanti kita bisa diskusi bareng di sana. I guess that's all that we can have for this evening. The time is up. Our class will be on time started and also on time in finishing the class. I just don't want to use your time more than I have to. Jadi aku nggak pengen teman-teman alokasikan waktu lebih daripada yang teman-teman alokasikan. It will be jam 7 sampai 8.30. It will be on time always like that. Thank you so much. Have a good rest. See you on the next meeting. Don't forget to take a rest. Ya. Thank you teman-teman semuanya. Kita tutup meetingnya. The class dismiss. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye-bye everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Miss.
Bye-bye. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Have a good
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.